Germany's best female players facing off to win a medal. So for both of them, a pretty important moment. In the commentary booth for this match, we have Arya Sorabi and myself, Tim de Ruyter, in the booth to go over the shots. Welcome back, Arya.
Thank you, Tim. Happy to be back. And it'll be interesting to see how Romina will show her pedigree in this match. Obviously, Pia, well-known wife of Joshua Filler. We know she can play. Be interesting to see if Romina can also show her qualities in this match.
Yeah, made 2 balls on the break, as you can see. Not very usual to make those 2 balls in the corner, especially usually it's the wing ball going in first and then another ball following. Now it was the other way around. No future on the 1 ball, Arya.
Yeah, that's always the biggest challenge, right? When you break, you try to control the cue ball and give yourself the best opportunity to see the next shot, but has to play safe, and that is not rolled safe by the looks of it. Or has it? I might have just said that too early. Yeah.
Well, it happens to the best of us. I mean, nice opening shot. She felt like everywhere she was going to play the push out, she was probably going to leave a shot on the 1. So, kicked at it, got a reward, and now it's Pia jumping. Probably going aggressive, trying to make the jump.
Yeah, by the looks of it, she's left the 1 there. Although, I'd say that, of course, yeah, potting the 1 should not be the biggest hurdle here, but controlling the cue ball and getting good shape with a nice angle on the 2 is the biggest challenge here. She would have loved the cue ball to bounce back at least half of the table. That way it would have been a lot easier to control this cue ball. Now might be a risky shot to roll it in. And because of the fact that she potted it on the thin side, she's completely lost the cue ball.
Well, I also do think there is quite some early nerves. I do know Romina just recently got out of the junior European Championships, as in this is her first women European Championships, I believe. So I can understand playing against someone like Pia can be very nervy, and well, I'm not gonna say it's some kind of excuse, but the shot from the 2 to the 3 really told me that she was very nervous.
Yeah, it's bound to happen, right, in the first rack. We've seen it more often than not, Tim. It's definitely not uncommon. Look at the cue ball. Yeah, that is quite unfortunate, considering she almost potted the 3 as well. Anyway, right now, she's left Romina with a great chance to put her to open up, put a frame on the rack, a rack on the board.
Yeah, definitely one game on the board is going to be a big difference, I believe, for young Romina. I mean, just think that would settle her down quite a bit. Just top spin, a little bit of right. No, she's played for the 5 in the left corner.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the angle is not serving her well because she's now going away from the 6 rather than into the line of the 6. So this 5, you know, the pot shouldn't be too difficult, but control. What is? I've never seen that. It looked like she was like waggling the cue sideways.
Yeah, she has a little bit of an unorthodox technique, you could say, but she's played a good shot on the 5. A little bit unfortunate to be queuing over the 9. As you see, she delivers the cue straight, but in the beginning she does a little bit of a wobble. The thing that Mark Selby does with his body, I would say she kind of does that with her back arm.
She's got the extension just to buy herself a bit more time. I don't think that's the wrong decision. Of course, every player has an extension per rack, so might as well use it if you're not comfortable to get on the shot immediately.
Well, she does make a long 9 and got that first game on the board, so you can say whatever, she got the job done. She will settle down after this, I feel like.
Yeah, still a long way to go. Pia, obviously the more experienced of the two, particularly when it comes to playing on the live stream table. So, but you're correct. You know, nothing is better than settle down early. At least then you're involved.
Well, it also looks like Romina is maybe more of a shooter, kind of 9-ball player. More saying like she's been making quite a lot of difficult shots. So maybe she doesn't really rely that much into shape or defense. Maybe she just likes to make sure balls go in, and she'll take any kind of position basically on that could be possible. Different styles, and we will obviously find out more about her. I haven't seen her play too often. Safety behind the 8.
Yeah, she'll be a little bit disappointed there. I mean, there was a lot of balls to hide the cue ball from the 1, I should say, and I think she's definitely left an edge to see the 1 directly. So it's kind of a let off for Romina, because I'm pretty sure she would have expected to have a tougher shot than she's faced with.
Well, as you said, the safety not the best from Pia. Romina going airborne. As you can see on the jump, kind of moving left and right as well, so she might be not so balanced on the jump shot. Kind of caught a big roll there also. Well, she hasn't left a direct shot on the 1, but also a full hook behind the 5. The 1 so on the rail that there is no rail first. will have to go over the short rail, guaranteed to hit the one, but you always have to work on getting the cover in, you know?
Yeah, that is always the most important part of getting out of safety situations. It's not about, obviously the first task is to hit the ball on so that you don't give a ball in hand away, but that's only one half of the task. The other one is to leave it safe, because otherwise even if you hit it and you leave a straightforward putt on, still the same position you were before. Tim, I think I have figured it out. On that particular shot, it was a bit obvious to see that when she lines up and the back end of the cue where she grips the cue, her elbow is not completely 90 degrees. It's quite long how she grips the cue. It's a bit backwards rather than 90 degrees, which is more common that you would see with a lot of the players. So that could also play a part with when she is feathering the cue.
Well, she has missed pretty decent chance there on the 3-ball. Of course, she still had to play a longer 4, but like I said, maybe she's just going to come up with bigger shots and less shape. I actually expect the other way around from Pia. I expect her to be closer to her work, play more natural angles and less big tough shots.
Yeah, when she's going about her pre-shot routine, the mechanics look really solid. Wouldn't you say, Tim?
Yeah, well, she is definitely one of the hardest working women in the game too. She works very hard together with Joshua, of course, and put a lot of hours in. She's also very consistent. If you look at every shot, I think she takes the same amount of strokes, same approach, you know, and if you do everything the same every shot, if you have that consistency, well, then you will be consistent on the table too.
Absolutely. And it's a vital part of the game, right? Consistency, being able to execute every shot the same way. Like in this shot, just pay attention on her cue arm and the degree of her elbow. She's got it in a, a lot of the players have. It's in a conventional way. It's 90 degrees. It's actually, her underarm is quite close to the bicep. And next time we get to see Romina at the table, you can compare the mechanics. You'd see that her underarm or forearm is a bit further from her bicep off. Therefore, she's gripping the cue towards the latter part of the cue rather than, let's say, 3/4 like Pia is doing here. And that does affect your cueing mechanics. Meanwhile, Pia looking favorite to draw level.
Yes, she has. After that missed shot on the 3-ball by Romina, Pia clears up to level the score. So she did have some table time in now, expecting to play a little better and better progressively, I would guess. I mean, the more table time, the more feeling you get for the table, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You just want to get involved, be at the table, have chances, create chances by, good pots, recovery shots, safeties, what have you.
Oh, I feel she got the break a little bit. Did she not got the break a little bit firm? Still managed to make a ball, but
yeah, the 6 ball has dropped. Look here, you can, if you pay attention on her forearm, you immediately see the difference where, you know, the forearm is a bit further from her bicep, meaning that the elbow is not in a 90 degrees. Yeah, here it's a bit harder to see. We'll shortly see from a different angle what I mean. Do you reckon these ladies have played each other previously?
well, there is a chance that they have played each other before in a women's Euro Tour or maybe German Championships, but I'm not too sure if Pia still plays in the German Championships, considering that she's also a former World Team Champion. Guessing that the German Federation, the DBU, probably gives her a wild card based on her international achievements.
So from this shot, just have a look at where the position is when she starts to queue up. You see, it's a lot further from her bicep in comparison to Pia. But it doesn't really matter. We have had so many players over the years who had their unique style of queuing, and there's not one way to go about it. Oliver Ortmann comes to mind, also from Germany, who's been the flag bearer for many years for Germany, won almost uncountable amount of European Championships and Euro Tours.
Well, gotta say, to miss that 2 ball was for sure not what we were expecting her to do. I mean, she just got it full. Was she maybe looking at working the cue ball around too much?
Yeah, just caught the knuckle there. These pockets can find you out if you just lose your focus a little bit. Like you said, maybe try to emphasize a bit more on the positional side of the shot. Happens to the best of them, obviously. Interesting. I thought she could have gone the other side rail. Maybe try and pot the 2. Apparently she shot. This kick shot was even easier for her to pot. Obviously,
Well,
she tried to play the kick and stick.
Yeah, but also there's always a 2-way. If she hadn't made the 2, it probably would have ended up underneath the 8-9. So not too bad. I like what she's played here. This is quite the trap. She was off angle to get from the 3 to the 4, so way better.
And also, just these field shots, they might look innocuous on your screen, but trust me, if you try them on such a lively cloth, it's easy to get found out. Wow, yeah, you're right. She moves quite a lot. But
this is close. Good try. And haven't left a duck on the 3 if you look at it. Super close coming in from this angle. Cue ball still slides off the long rail, so had a good chance to go. Now, I would probably focus a little bit more on getting the 3 behind the 8-9 for sure. And take the cue ball behind the 7 as the bonus. some players, they're so focused on, oh, I could stick it behind the 7, and then now suddenly the 3 ball leaks. I think this position is way more difficult than most of the people would consider beforehand.
Yeah, and also considering the fact that she is hampered with a queuing by the position of the 7 there. So all in all, that was not a lot better she could have done, Pia, in a previous visit at the table.
Well, queuing quite high in the ball. Opens up the kick shot quite a bit, but I think she has the result.
Yeah, what a difference it makes if she just hits the 3 before she hits the top rail. You know, odds on she would have left it quite easy and straightforward for Pia. As it is right now, it wasn't rail first, and she has hit a rail, so it's definitely not a ball in hand. But she could find herself in some trouble after this shot. She can just gently push the 3 away from the 4. Try to glue the cue ball behind the 4. Nope.
I do understand what she was trying to do, leaving the cue ball to the other side of the 4 ball. But then I did like to go rail first. Yeah, and definitely the experience Pia has compared to Romina's experience is going to be tough to beat. She's going to play very patient, just playing a good cue ball overall, making sure the defense is there. Will be tough. I mean, will be a tough job for Romina to win this match, but then still she will slowly start to play better and better. She will settle down with the nerves. I think it's her first quarterfinal. Oh, look at the cue ball. Oh.
You know what? She might be okay, you know. I think she can definitely see the 3 to pot it, and in a weird way, obviously she will feel disappointed that the cue ball hasn't dropped, but she can still use the pocket to inject a bit of side spin or backspin in this scenario. Just like so. Oh.
Well, it's definitely an awkward position to shoot from, and there's quite some pool players that can get very jabby at the ball, and I think she swung, she accelerated at the ball in a really different way than she usually does. So another chance for Romina. 3-wheel shape on the 4.
Yeah, nice angle on the 4. Nothing to do with the cue ball. Top spin. Let the cue ball do the work. Don't want to overhit this. The harder you hit the cue ball, the further it's going to deviate from its natural line. So just needs to make sure that she injects enough speed to pass the 9.
Yeah, I feel the 9 ball could be in the way anyways, like just going softly forward. I was thinking about maybe finding the gap between the 8 and the 9 and come back out. So see, even if she played it to the thick side of the pocket, maybe slightly could hit the 9, but no future on the 5. That's one thing for sure. Oh, she's played a good shot there, speed-wise. Running towards the sevens, and because she's done that, she couldn't really go too far or too short. It's easier to manage the speed, but still, this angle is nice to get into the right long rail and come back out. She could play the 8 in either top left or top right. Now, I do like the top left. She does like the top right. That's the preference.
Cue ball
Yeah,
way too short.
Slightly short, yeah. Well, you would expect her to not be extremely nervous yet. Still early in the match, but still the 9. You would like to get that game on the board.
Solid pot on the 9 there by Pia. Once again, poker knows it in front.
Yeah, took the score to a 2-1 lead. Still, like we mentioned a couple of times, it's a race of 7, so there's still plenty of time, but yeah, I feel like Romina will have to step it up just slightly, because we know that Pia will. Yeah, I feel like she's got the break just slightly thinner than what she needed, but still managed to make one of the wild balls. 2 balls definitely went into the kitchen, so legal break. No future on the 1, so let's see what she plays for a push out. Not an easy one.
Yeah. Tough layout. I do believe the cross bank is on. Not entirely without risk though.
She's just going right at it, one reel, trying to get the hook behind the 8 or behind the 3. Little tap on the table from Pia. I think she still has a piece of the 1 ball though, so it's not perfect. It's okay for now.
Yeah, she could almost, you'd say, count herself a little bit unlucky there. Just a fraction bit more pace on the 1 or the cue ball and it would have been a full ball snooker. Now Pia is able to see an edge of the 1.
Well, she has gotten herself a chance after that nice kick shot, Romina Lenk. Now, will she clear up from here? That's the big question. Does need a big stroke from 3 to 4. But
Well, we get to see her cue power here.
3 to 5, excuse me. But it all starts with the one ball, and she has missed the one ball.
You've mentioned this earlier on in the match that it'd be preferable for any player, for that matter actually, to land a bit closer towards the next ball, which makes positional play a lot easier. These lasers keep themselves a longer distance consistently. They have to pull out these tough strokes, and that only just accumulates. So I think it's in her best interest to try to get a bit closer on the 3.
Oh, she's gonna have quite a bit of angle. We'll have to cross over 2 rails to get to the 5. And I was just having a little look at the draw, especially the women's draw, because they were running from the last 32 single elimination. Pia Filler beating Sara Iannini, then beating Claudia van Roor to find Romina Lenk in the quarterfinals. And Romina, she has beaten Silvia Lopez Fibla from Spain and Victoria Nagorna from Ukraine in the last 16.
I'll tell you who has not missed a single ball on the break. It's you with the names.
Practice pays off, I guess. Well, I'm quite sure actually I will butcher a couple of them once in a while, but yeah, just trying. Looks like Pia is about to double her lead. Pia's running game just has been slightly better so far, where Romina in general would run like 3-4 balls. Pia is running out like every time she gets like an open chance.
Yeah, she's settling down. She's starting to get into the groove, and although, look, there's an argument to be said that if she's comfortable leaving herself over a bit longer distance than some of the other players might, it also indicates that she's confident in her stroking and, you know, putting quality. So she's not too fussy about the cue ball, just happy to have a straightforward shot. And even if it's a bit longer, she backs herself to make the putt, and so far she's not proven herself wrong. So a nice lead for Pia, nearly halfway there. Mustn't forget it's a race to 7, so it's a good start.
Well, time to do something if Romina wants to have a chance for that medal. Down 3-1, breaking off in his 5th rack. Got the break a little bit thinner, I believe so. Left the 1 over the corner. A run out chance, but not easy with how the 5 balls married to the 9.
You saw what happened there. Obviously the racks are tapped, and the 9 literally just fell back in its original spot. Although if anyone is watching this on YouTube, go back like 10 seconds and you can clearly see the 9 rocks back and just literally glues on the 5. So it's a bit unfortunate for Pia.
Well, on the wow,
she
she didn't really put any spin on it, or was she trying to run into the 6? That was surprising. No, it looks like just plain ball to me. Don't know what she exactly was trying to do with the cue ball, but
towards the cue, the corner pocket. Needs to stop. It's not really ideal. I mean, 4 is all the way on the other side, and with this angle, she needs to smash this 3 in with a huge amount of side. I don't really think she can make that angle, so might be the case that she just needs to drop this in and accept that she has to play safe from a longer distance, just like that. Might even attempt the double, the bank shot.
well, she can play cue ball 2 rail shape to the 5 in the right center, so it definitely is an option. Nope, no bank shot. Oh, she has opened up the 9-4 and now they both rocked frozen. Also, one of the reasons why the 5 and the 9 actually stayed there to where they could rock is because the break was hit way thinner than hopefully she was trying. I mean, I cannot speak for her, but in general, it's nicer to hit him a little thicker.
Yeah, that does give you the best option in terms of dividends, but Pia looking if she can just push the 4 past the 9, but we mustn't forget she needs to hit a rail after contact, so she's trying to hide the cue ball behind the 9, but jacked up. I don't think she's entirely playing what I thought she could. I can see what she was planning to do with his cue ball, but I'm not so sure whether she thought the 4 would have, just creep past the 9.
Now, would you consider bringing the cue ball underneath the 8? Try to freeze it, get the 4 right in the center of the table?
Yes, either that or actually thin off the 4 and go up table with the cue ball. Either one is fine. She's got the cover, so I see. Trying to see if she can see the edge of the 4.
It was kind of dangerous to send the 4 so close near the 9. Never know, you might have a combo hunter. Didn't happen this time, but I've experienced them. Okay, so now chance to get the 4 in the bottom left. Run the cue ball 1 rail to play the 5 in the left center, but she, for a second I thought she's hit that too fat, but she's got it. Needs to get this down. Just look at how thick she made that 4, just barely slid in. I have to say, she struck that 6 really nice. Like, Really slow pullback, nice stop, follow through, like that. Just a slight, it's not like a stop in the backswing, but just a slight transfer from the slow pullback to the acceleration. She struck that really nice, and she's on the 7. Well, she is.
Yeah, this is a very
8.
decent reply by Romina. It's good for her to keep the pressure on Pia. She doesn't want to let Pia off easily. And then all of a sudden she gets into her rhythm and she can easily run away with this. This way, Pia still a lot of work to do. Nice cue ball pace there.
Just slightly closer to the rail, and we've seen some early nerves from her too, so we'll have to stay low, try to not move as much as possible. Smooth stroke and get that game on the board. Yeah, it's in, so 3-2. Trying to stay close with Pia Filler.
I must say, you know, when you look at the setup, the lighting, it looks divine. Literally no dark spots on the table. Everything is clear. That is a completely different than playing in your regular club, local club. It's usually a bit darker in the room, although the background is soothingly dark, but the table is very clear.
Well, excellent break here. If you look at making the wing ball very clear, the one ball nicely shaped up, just that pink 4 ball not too easy to get to underneath the 9.
Yeah. Look, she's gonna let a cue ball go a bit forward, and where the cue ball is now on the 4, that would be ideal, although a little bit risky, but basically the line of, let's say, this, you know, the second diamond to the right on the long rail, she can use that as a reference point, as she's now looking how to play position on the 4, sorry, the 3. That's going to be her reference point, the second diamond.
Well, I would probably consider just going forward, right?
Yeah, she is.
Or would you go back? I would go forward, but like to be on the short rail.
Yeah, she's trying. I think ultimately what happened there is she felt she couldn't really create an angle to avoid the corner pocket. That's why she's just dropped it in dead weight. So she needs to inject a bit more spin and pace in this. Cross all the way over. No, that's not hard enough. She could consider herself a bit lucky, because I'm not sure if she played for that gap. If she did, then she's done a great job, actually.
So we'll have to battle it out on this 4 ball. As you can see, it did get safe, but it's a straight jump. Straight jump, if you can stop the cue ball. Guaranteed shape on the 5. Oh, she's looking at the kick. Trying to kick it in here, in the right center.
Ooh. That's a reprieve there for Romina.
Now she has been down 3-1, has gained the opportunity on that 4 ball. Can she make a finish here? Still tough to get from 5 to the 6. Might have to play with low left into the left long rail to run towards the 6. And then needs another good shot to go from the 6 to the 7. Yeah, the spin through the cue ball a little bit more to the inside. She's caught it thick. Also, the thicker you hit that ball, the easier it is to draw the cue ball, of course, towards the 6. So, yeah, not the best of shots, and I think she might have left the carom on the 8.
Yeah, it's definitely something that PI is opting here. If not, if she's not comfortable with that, she's still got a lot of safety opportunities. Just like so. Has he left the gap though? Yeah, she has. Well, it's actually quite a big gap, so. And it's what we've touched upon, you know, previous match. If you're playing safe and the cue ball, or sorry, the object ball is not run safe, there's always a chance that you leave a gap and then all of a sudden your opponent can steal the rack.
Oh no. Probably trying to move the cue ball to the right side of the 6 and completely misjudged the potting angle. Overcut it. Kinda alright for a leave though.
Nice weight in the 5. Although the safety shot is not too difficult if she plays the dump shot where the dumps the 5 at the left side of the table and the cue ball at the right side. The 3 balls that she could use to cover up path. The 8, 9 and the 6. Just needs to make sure of the pace and the portion of the 5 she's about to hit. Quarter ball should be enough. Yeah, it looks a bit thick. That's all because of the thickish contact. There you can see what she thinks of that shot.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she did have a chance this game to tie the score at 3, so now two couple shots later give your opponent like a great chance to make it 3 each. It feels like you have let off a little bit, and I have absolutely no idea what Pia was trying there. I mean, she could have played around the 8, like over the left long rail. There was no need. Like, why was she trying to draw it away from the long rail? Anyhow, we'll see another safety, so things could have been worse for Romina. She gets another look at the table. Good shot here, though. Look at the speed. 9 ball right in between. Beautiful cue ball and 6 ball.
Yeah. This is one of those situations where you could see a forced error. Yeah, she can't really see the 6, so she has to go long rail. Kick it off one rail. Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate the way she hit the side of the 6. It always meant that if she would run into the 9, she would leave it on. And that's exactly what happened there. Just talking this through with loads of right English. I was afraid that would happen, that the cue ball would arc.
Well, I would probably have played draw all day long, just because playing that speed, the cue ball is most likely going to curve like it did. Now, you have to say Pia's defense has been really good, though. Like, this is the experience, obviously, in her game, but at some point she has to run out. Like, Romina is going to make a good shot somewhere and steal the game. Maybe this jump.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing about Pia's safety game so far. She's very adept in finding, the pace and also the line. So it's something that has been noticeable, and I don't know if she can even see the edge of the 7. That could prove a problem for Pia here. Yeah, just trying to see if she can hit the bottom rail first. It's a delicate shot, though. Don't want to overhit this either. You can easily snooker yourself on the 8. And you see the line. If she would have hit that a bit harder, she would have easily snookered herself. Still not out of the woods just yet. This cutback is way more difficult than it might look on your screens. Cue ball is close to the object ball. It's like a blind pocket. Nope.
Well, she's caught second prize.
3 visits in a row. Obviously, the previous 2 she was deliberately playing a safety. 3 visits in a row. Every time she's left Romina in, she was snookered. Tough game.
I mean, in this case, I'm getting the jump cue out and I'm going for a jump straight back to the top right corner. Like, you want to do something aggressive. She's gonna try and kick at it, but there's just not so many balls to get behind. And she's missed the kick as well. That's also the difference with the jump cue. With the jump cue, you're guaranteed, well, unless you cannot get over the ball then, but I'm more saying you're guaranteed to make a hit. So it's still a kind of a gamble to see where the ball ends up if you do not make it. With the kick,
I'll tell you,
especially at that speed, I just don't think too many good things could have happened.
tell you what else was guaranteed after the ball in hand, with just 2 balls on the table. The 4-2 lead for Pia. She's now past the halfway mark. It's the race to 7 to book her place in the semi-finals. She's well on the way to achieve what would be, I think, a routine win. It's looking like. Well,
just a little glimpse on the other results in the room, as the other quarterfinals were going at the same time. Nina Torvund just beat Lena Primus 7-3. And Ina Kaplan just beat Johanna Indelkofer 7-1. Two German affairs in this quarterfinal. The winner of this match we're looking at, Pia Feller and Romina Lenk, will be playing Nina Torvund in the semifinal. Dry break, and look at this, 1 and a 2 in front of the corner, and I think there might be a 5-9 combination too, so yeah, just gotta make sure she leaves herself angle from 3 to get to the 4. Oh, well, she's really trying to get close to the next shot. Like I'm almost like starting to think she's insecure that there is something happened to her, because even the center of the table would have been fine on the 2-ball.
Yeah. It's these type of opportunities. You really would do yourself a big favor by just closing them out, because there's not a real problem on the table. It's a nice pace here on the cue ball. Would have liked to be a bit further off the rail, but still enough
to
draw it back.
Well, I certainly was wrong. The 5-9 is quite off angle unless she draws off this 4 and tries to get a little bit near the 8. Not where the 8 is, but a little bit near. As you can see, it's quite off angle. But I also do not like the angle she has to go to the right side of the 5. So she might still go to try and get on the 5-9, but needs low left, trying to crawl a little bit under the combo.
Yeah, she's done well there.
Okay.
No harm done. She can just bump the 9 to hold the cue ball for the 6. Doesn't need to play this too hard, just drop the 5 in, let the cue ball do the talking. Looks like she's gonna draw it back. Yeah. That was always another possibility. Left herself a comfortable angle. Still needs to inject quite some pace in this to cross all over the other side for the 7 that is now in the box. I recall a certain Scotch doubles from the Netherlands against the UK, where I think it was Niels who had a similar shot jacked up.
Yeah, it's the one that he rattled, I believe, World Cup of Pool.
Yeah.
Well, kill the cue ball here on the 8. And perfect on the 9 to bring this 5-2. Romina Lenk in trouble.
Everything is looking smooth and sailing so far for Pia. 5-2 is a nice cushion of racks she's got herself into. Looking to see get herself on the hill with a 6-2 advantage. It's hard to see Romina overturn this match, so you could say this is a very important rack indeed.
Oh, great view here on the table. Made the wing ball, but just only one ball going over the kitchen line, so illegal break. She was hoping for that 6 ball to still drop. Didn't, and she has left shape. Here you see 7 ball goes in, but only the 1 ball going over the kitchen line.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the risks when you break that thin. It's just, yeah, that's part of the risk.
Surely she's not played that intentionally. Don't know what went wrong there, but this is where you'd like to leave your opponent in, not yourself. Tied against the rail makes this shot very, very difficult. So much so she might actually opt to play safe.
Well, I feel you kind of have to go on this if you play pocket speed, but are you going to play the 3 in the bottom right? Good pot. Does it go? Well, she has something. Can possibly go 3 rails to the 4.
Yeah. It's not going to be easy though, Tim. These are tough shots. I've seen them missed many times. Playing into a blind pocket, as we call it. Again, a bit closer on the side rail than she would have liked. So let's see what her angle is. Trying to play position for the 5.
I think she's going forward to play the 5 in the top right. If you're straight, just don't force a shot, you know, just take what the table gives you. Oh, I'm going forward, shooting the 5 in the top right. And I think she was trying to move the cue ball over to play the 5 in the top right too much. I think she was basically looking at the cue ball there instead of the object ball.
Extension.
Not quite sure if she intentionally tried to use the 6 in putting the 4. As it happened, she's left, you know, she's developed the 6, and from position and the angle she's got on the 5, it's really helped her that. Well, yeah, definitely in the driving seat now. And if she does manage to get 6-2 in front, it's hard to see how she can let this match slip away from her.
Well, to be honest, she must have played a lot better previous to this quarterfinal match, because from what we've seen, she really struggled And Pia likewise. I mean, she hasn't played great, but just overall B game, just looking more solid than Romina's. I think that's the difference so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's not unfair to say of the two players she's made the least amount of errors, and it's reflecting in a scoreline. So all in all, it's just a fair scoreline. But we both know when you're in this type of position where your back is against the wall and your opponent is at the hill. Right now, as far as you're concerned, you just want to make them earn it. Don't gift it to them. Try to keep the pressure on, even if it means just by putting the balls that you are presented with, and just do what you can do and just hope for the best, really.
Well, now she has broken dry. Also, the one ball dresses up nicely. Just the shape from 1 to 2 is key shot. As you see, she's got a pretty nice hit, but I just don't think there was the right combination of spin and speed on the ball to throw the corner ball in. Also, I feel more players have been breaking from the other side of the table, and I've seen them make the wing ball more often. So maybe there's just a little bit of a sweet spot on that side.
There is one thing historically that all the Q Sport players have in common, specifically those who had a unique cueing style apart from Judd Trump, I must say. Power shots are always a bit difficult. So that is something, like Efren Reyes again is also not known for his cue power, but he makes up for it in every other department.
Well, based on her facial expression, this does not go. Just wondering why she wouldn't jump it if it's just such a slight edge.
I don't think she can pot it, but she can definitely see the right side of the 2.
I was also considering shooting the 2 off the 8, maybe.
Yeah, that would have also been an option. I thought maybe she could have just pushed the 2 past the 8. Maybe, although it would have been a difficult snooker to get out of. But yeah, this is a bit of in a no man land. Nice thin contact there.
Super thin, but she's found the cover. Nice shot. Look at the speed too. 3 rails frozen to the short rail. Will be easy for Pia to hit, but at least I think it's tricky to get cover. I think if you hit the 2, you're probably gonna kick the 2 into the 9, and not so many great things could happen unless she flukes the 9. She's missed the whole 2 ball.
Yeah, and that's all come from the fact that Romina has managed to put the cue ball as close as possible to the top rail. You always see that makes a huge difference. If your opponent can easily get their hand on the table, every part of the shot becomes slightly easier rather than cueing it off the rail, where you can only see, say, 10% of the cue ball. Like we said earlier, all she can do is just, pot the ball she gets presented and just hope for the best, right?
Yeah, completely, yeah. And She definitely has to do that here. This is last call. She desperately needs to run out here. Okay, nicely done. Now probably 2 rails towards the 6. Maybe a little bit too much angle, so might just have to tap this in center ball. Make sure you stay off the rail. You do not want to leave yourself angle on the 6 running towards the 9. That would be really uncomfortable, and she has.
Yeah, she's landed right in between. She can still pop the 6 in the center pocket and go off 2 rails towards the 7, but that is the difficulty degree of that shot is obviously a lot higher than she would have hoped to put herself into the position. I don't think she's got many other options other than possibly a snooker. I don't think this is the time to play a snooker, specifically if you're 6-2 behind. You might not get a better chance in this rack and subsequently in the match. Oh, she's going for the combination. No.
No.
She's fooled of all of us. But can Pia see? Yeah, she can even see the putting angle. No, too thin. But she missed it on the professional side, as we say.
Yeah, I think she might actually have a full ball hit on the 6, but nothing much more, like as in a cut to the bottom right corner. I think she might be nicking the right side and bringing the cue ball back where it is now, but that's a shot where you have to get the cue ball behind the 7 or you sell out. And oh boy, I think she might have just given it.
Yeah, that was really close. I'll tell you what though, Tim, the way you just extended the word and, you almost brought out the Bruce Buffer inside of you. Yeah. Just 3 balls away to place herself in the semi-final. Cross over the table, roughly around the first diamond, past the middle pocket. That should do the trick.
Oh, 50-yard line. Well, she was pointing at the rail, was trying to go 2 rails, so quite a bit too short. And this 9 to get to the semi-final, destroying Romina Lang's hope. Oh, she's missed the winning 9. Well, is there another lifeline for Romina? Well, the gift for Romina. Will we see a comeback here? Look at that 9. Just slightly overcut. Yeah, and of course, I mean, the hopes are up for Romina Lenk. She chose to take a time out, see if she can get Pia more out of sorts. It's a long way to go. She's 6-3 down in race 7. In the meantime, I think we're gonna nip out for a short little break too. Just make sure you can watch table 2 on this screen as well. Tobias Bongers and Wojciech Chevchik. They is real fast to make things easier for you all, so you don't have to swap. They are tied at 6, so super close match. We'll be right back for you all. Okay, well, welcome back to the Predatory Epbf European Pool Championships. This is a quarterfinal match between Pia Filler and Romina Lenk. Pia, who just missed the 9 ball to close it out, 7-2, gives Romina Lenk a little bit of a lifeline. As you can see, she took a little bathroom break, trying to see if she could slow down Pia a bit more. Is she able to close out this match? This is Arya Sorabi and Tim de Ruyter in the booth. Now then, she has made that ball on the break.
Turn our attention back on this match. Pia Filler gets the 10th rack on the way. She's got a nice opportunity here to run out this match.
Well, you have to say the balls aren't playing too bad, right?
2 ball is going to be one of the important part of the racks. She's slightly hampered. Don't know if she can reach the center of the cue ball. If so, it would make this shot a lot easier.
Well, this layout has been really nice right after the break, right? I mean,
It seems like her angle is straight enough to draw it straight back. One final good positional shot on the 7, and it should be all over.
Extension.
well, she is almost perfect on the 7. She can get 2 real shape on the 8 to the side. You would have to favor her getting out here, unless something really odd happens, but so much experience under her belt. Thinks she's fine. 2 balls away from the semi-final. A little bit on the rail, but this 9 to close it out. Missed the 9 ball in the previous, but redeems herself here. Pia Filler advances to the semifinals, beating Romina Lenk 7-3. Thank you to Arya Surabi to share the booth with me, Tim the Writer. And we would love to welcome you back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Estonian local time to see how the European Championships will finish, as the teams in the 9 ball will be finished tomorrow. So very big day coming up. For now, I would want to wish you a very pleasant evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. So good night.